Time management in this fast-paced world, a common complaint that almost everybody has is that they lack time to do things. In the past, time management was considered to be a thing pertained for businessmen only. However, nowadays, everybody falls under the domain of time management. Personal lives, as well as work lives, are well organized once a person follows the domains of time management. Time management benefits one's mental and physical health and give them a sheer sense of control and satisfaction. People who are in control of their time actually tend to lead much fulfilled and successful lives. The techniques of time management are not fixed or rigid. Moreover, it is not necessary that all the people get used to all the time management techniques. That is why, one has to look for the technique that best suits them so that the effectivity is maximum. We all tend to practice time management in some way or the other. What needs to be focused is how to maximize the effectiveness of our methods. Some tips for time management are given as follows: set your goals and objectives. This means that whenever you set out to do something, you should know what purpose you have to fulfill. This would not only give you a sense of direction, but would also help you allot specific timings to whatever tasks you have to accomplish. Set clear priorities in your mind. You should know what is more important to you and what needs to be done urgently. Prioritizing would help you assess your needs and requirements in the long term. The ultimate success of a person depends on how well self-improvement and motivation for success 17. She prioritizes things in life. Short-term as well as long-term priorities should be made which should be related to each other. This will eventually make you successful. While prioritizing, be stern with those aspects of your time which are not contributing to the long-term goals that you have set for yourself. Remove these useless areas from your time zone so that you can focus your energies towards achieving more. While mapping your timely needs, make sure to include family time and relaxation time in your routine. This would ensure good health and peace of mind. Also, allot time for proper meals and exercise so as to maintain a healthy normal life. Write down your priorities for a particular time period so that you can examine your weaker areas and reinforce the time spent on them. Always keep a diary to plan every day, week and month. A lot of online planners, software, etc. are now available so that you can access your routine plans from home or from work without carrying all that load. Using the conventional diary is better as it lets you get off the computer for a bit and think of your priorities with a peaceful mind. You can start with baby steps and make a to-do list daily when you start your day. This can slowly enhance your habit of planning your daily routine while you gear up gradually for the full daily time planner mode. Time management is surely a more satisfying way to lead your life. This also helps you be in control of what you do and reduces stress while improving health. Self-improvement and motivation for success 18. Chapter 8: Challenging yourself to be motivated. All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their minds wake in the day to find that it was vanity, but the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes, to make it possible. T. E. Lawrence. The initiative of having a goal-oriented behavior is also known as motivation. The actual purpose of motivation is to decrease the mental or physical stress and to rise the factor of happiness in a person. Motivation is generally of two types, intrinsic and extrinsic. The intrinsic motivation is that which is exhibited by the delight or concern in the given activity and is rather intrinsic, i.e. within the individual itself. On the contrary, extrinsic motivation is that which is exhibited or enhanced by external factors such as money, rewards, gifts or intimidation. If a person is strongly motivated to achieve or gain something huge, then that person is being involved in aiming high for the future. This is the reason why motivation is interlinked with challenges. Moreover, our body, physically and mentally, is designed in such a way that it is always ready to accept and face different challenges. Motivation can be explained further by one of the scenarios given below. If, for instance, one comes to know that they are in danger, then their immediate response would be to take all the necessary measures in order to prevent themselves from the danger and ensure safety. The scenario mentioned above challenges one's security and lifestyle. That is why it manages to rise as one's motivation towards the act of protecting themselves. In this manner, we need to engage ourselves in various challenges so that our morale and self-improvement and motivation for success. 20. Chapter 9: Ways to maximize your potential. Whatever your discipline, become a student of excellence in all things. Take every opportunity to observe people who manifest the qualities of mastery. These models of excellence will inspire you and guide you toward the fulfillment of your highest potential. Tony Buzan: we're all endowed with a special thing, i.e. our potential. Some of us realize this potential quite early in life, whereas, for some, it takes a lifetime to realize this. These latter people who take time to realize their potential often accept the fact that they have lost the time needed to bring their real potential to surface. That is why, it is really important to realize your potential within a given time period, else it's often too late to begin. Moreover, one can also realize their hidden talent while discovering their real potential. This is done with experience, with the help of family, friends and even enemies. However, quite unfortunately, people at times also tend to demotivate a person to such an extent that their search for their hidden potential becomes lost in their misery. That is why, we recommend some general guidelines which can be adopted in order to buff and polish your hidden potential. 1. Read books. If you want to discover your hidden talent or potential, you can explore and search your interests and stay abreast of the latest happenings in your field of interest. This would not only keep you updated, but also make you flourish, especially if your career is in your interest fields. 2. Expand your exposure. You need to expose yourself to different happenings that take place these days. In many cases, you will realize that your hidden potential lies in the knowledge that you were exposed to since childhood. So you must self-improvement and motivation for success. 21. Travel to places, research about topics of interests and make social networks with associates that might help you discover your hidden potential. 3. Find a good mentor. A successful mentor who understands you would certainly make you realize your hidden potential. They will help you regarding matters such as dealing with family matters, business dealings and other aspects. A mentor would certainly bring about that hidden talent that you have not realized yet. 4. Take challenging work. Taking up challenges would help you optimize your potential and find it. Being out of your comfort zone would not only make you realize what you are made of, but you would also be surprised to discover those aspects about your personality that are actually unknown to you. 5. Participate in competitions. Participating in competitions would help you tap into your own talent pool and discover the undiscovered. This would need you to maximize your time and energy and enhance your skills. 6. Try new things. You should treat every day as a new day, a new beginning. Look ahead at new avenues and don't hesitate to try new things or taking risks. Every one of us has unique potentials hidden inside them. All we need to do is to wake up and start looking for them. Self-improvement and motivation for success. 22. Self-improvement and motivation for success. 23. Chapter 10: Overcome obstacles created by your self-limiting beliefs. Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. Michael Jordan: life is definitely difficult that it seems to be. We tend to face problems and hurdles at every phase of our life. Yet, we know that we have to look ahead and pace up. The hurdles can be in the form of family conflicts, financial problems, health-related issues or problems related to adjustment in social life. All of these are actually related to the self-limiting beliefs that stop us from moving ahead. The basis of this issue is that the smallest perception can create a belief which gradually grows larger. A lot of times, we tend to become unconscious and tend to direct all the actions in accordance with these self-formed beliefs. These subconscious acts tend to slowly become a part of our character and result in a huge impact on our personality. When we talk about such beliefs, these can be of various types. There are many beliefs which tend to have a positive impact on our personality and lifestyle. However, in some cases, these beliefs can be negative, which when reinforced on our personality, tend to create a huge impact and makes us weak. When facing such obstacles in life, one has to always deal with perseverance and courage. The stronger we face these obstacles, the lesser they'll become. There are also other ways to deal with these obstacles, such as the following. 1. Positive thinking, this is the first step towards clearing your obstacles. The very thought of quitting a task would never ever let you succeed at all. That is why, a self-improvement and motivation for success 24. Positive frame of mind is needed at all the times in order to find a solution to the problems and obstacles you face. Positive thinking not only lets you have a clear thinking, but also makes you focus on what you want to achieve. 2. Relax your mind. Tension and stress would never let you succeed in life. Being tension-free would make you focus so that maximum obstacles are eliminated. 3. Perseverance and persistence. The problem would not solve on its own. But you need to wait for the results to surface. This patience and endurance is an experience in itself, which, through the test of time, would make you have a whole new insight about the notion of the problem. 4. Find new opportunities. Dynamism is the key to success. So don't wait for opportunities to show up. Rather, take charge and find new challenges and opportunities in your daily routine work. It would not only make you creative, but would give you lots of determination and strength. 5. Inspiration. The element of inspiration is the wish or dream that makes you work harder and overcome obstacles. Inspiration gives the spark that one needs to propel ahead towards a higher future. Self-improvement and motivation for success 25. Chapter 11 Aspects of Human Behavior to Succeed. Motivation is the reason which instills people to embark upon certain behavior that is persuasive in nature. This persuasive nature tends to motivate people towards that particular task, goal or objective. Therefore, motivation is the force that drives an individual and propels them towards their objectives. In order to be motivated, one has to adapt to certain behavioral patterns that actually bring the mind to work dynamically. Therefore, it is a state of mind which is not related to one's personality but is rather adopted by a person who is intrinsically motivated. There are certain aspects of behaviors that tend to propel a person towards being motivated. These are arousal of behavior, direction of behavior, and persistence of behavior. 1. Arousal of behavior. This is the triggering factor that brings a change of mind. When a person is motivated, she tends to start thinking about the actions related to what motivated them. These actions arouse one's behavior, in which certain action plans are created in the mind of the person who is motivated. Therefore, arousal is also the activation of behavior. 2. Direction of behavior. Direction of behavior is the alignment of one's thoughts and action plans so that a sense of direction is formed. When a person's behaviors are directed, she tends to maintain their focus towards their target objective. Moreover, direction also maintains one's thoughts towards that particular action plan. Self-improvement and motivation for success 26. 3. Persistence of behavior. Persistence is an important element in motivation as it ensures continuity and concreteness regarding the action plans. It also maintains one's motivation and also continues the goal achievement of the person. Other than these behavioral aspects, motivation is also catered by some motives that are important. These can be psychological or physiological in nature, which fall under homeostatic motives, such as those important for living, e.g., thirst, hunger, etc., non-homeostatic motives, such as shelter-seeking habits, curiosity, etc., and social, learned motives, such as approval, appreciation, etc. Homeostatic elements are inborn and need not be nurtured as such. They are present as an inherent part of one's nature. Non-homeostatic elements tend to be affected by the surroundings and can arise due to general observation. However, social or learned motives are different in every individual, as people tend to behave differently, face variety of situations, and are shaped continuously by the people and the situation they face. That is why every individual's response to these motives is quite different, depending on their upbringing, experience, and learning pattern. Therefore, every individual responds differently when motivated, which is exhibited via the behavioral aspects and the individual motives. The key point to note here is that no matter how you are conditioned, always respond positively so as to maximize your potential and harbor your motivation. Once you learn how to control these behavioral aspects, you can take charge of yourself and change sails according to the direction your life propels you in. This would make you move easily into the realms of success. Self-improvement and motivation for success 27. Chapter 12. Why motivation is important for a successful life. Being successful is very important for everybody. It is the intrinsic need of human beings to gain recognition, dignity and success. However, in order to successful, one needs to be highly motivated. This is so because motivation gives one the inertia and the power to propel themselves towards success. However, motivation is important for success due to other reasons as well. Some of these are as follows. 1. Motivation serves as the basic start-up. Have you ever been forced to do some work that you don't like? How have you reacted to that work? Not that positively for sure. Now compare that work to some work that you like to perform. Do you realize the difference in your attitude when you compare both of these tasks? Which one was accomplished quickly with a better work quality? Of course, the task you liked performing was performed way better. This is what motivation is. It serves as a start-up so that you can get ahead with the work. The most difficult aspect of any task is to get it started, and once things get started, there is no looking back. Therefore, motivation is a key factor in making you get started on your way to success. 2. Motivation makes you keep moving. When on the path of success, you are not always rewarded with success. One has to fall down many times before getting up and moving ahead. Obstacles, after all, are an integral part to make you stronger. It makes you worthy of your success. So, you have to be mentally prepared to face the tough work, the challenges and the problems in self-improvement and motivation for success 28. Order to move ahead. So, you need to keep yourself motivated in order to keep pushing and going ahead. 3. Do something extra. What is it that the successful do that we don't? We have always wondered about this and got no answer. It's what they do extra makes them successful. Even if you have started up, moved on and faced challenges, you still need to push it beyond what your normal capacity is. Only then would you yield the fruit of success. Doing the necessary would get the job done anyway, so how about doing that extra bit, so that the task itself would boast about who has done it? Think about it. 4. It's boring without motivation. Why do you take books to read or listen to music when going on a long journey? It is to make you feel fresh throughout the journey. Same is the case with motivation. The road to success is long, boring and tedious, but if you have motivation as your companion, then you need not worry about anything. Difficult times can be conveniently endured by motivation, as being motivated ensures that you not only do it the right way, but also enjoy yourself as you go ahead. So always feel motivated, keep your hopes high and look towards a brighter future. Self-improvement and motivation for success 29. Chapter 13. Role of education in successful life. Education is one of the fundamental principles on which one's success depends. To understand the role of education and its impact on success, one has to first understand how they measure a successful life. A successful life can be denominated by a person's wealth, fame, career position, property, assets and most of all, their personality. While many argue that one needs to have luck for success and those who are born with wealth and assets are already successful, we do need to realize that being born with assets would not make us successful until we prove ourselves to be worthy of it. So regardless of the fact whether you are born rich or poor, you need to focus on how you can be successful and how you can maintain this position of yours. Now comes the question, why do people press on being educated in order to be successful? Well, it's quite simple. Education gives you the sense of direction, the knowledge, the skills and the focus which is needed in order to be successful. Of course, good rationale is also important, as many who have succeeded in their career paths have done so because they made good decisions. But our decisions eventually depend on our education and are in some way affected by our level of education and experience. An educated entrepreneur and an uneducated entrepreneur have different approaches, strategies and planning tendencies. Moreover, education makes you stand out amongst the others, gives you dignity and grace. The chances of having better paid jobs and even better careers are all dependent on your level of education. College dropouts such as Bill Gates, Microsoft, Michael Sell, Dell Computers and Steve Jobs of Apple are some of the exceptions who were either so intelligent or hardworking that lack of education didn't stop them to be successful. But following their path is not everybody's rule of game, as we have to face the reality rather than dream about exceptions. Despite not having a self-improvement and motivation for success 30. College degree, these men were so hardworking and intelligent that they are today's billionaires. However, not everybody can follow the footsteps of these exceptional men, as we don't have the required intelligence or the luck in order to make it as big as them. So, what exactly do we do in order to make it as big? We can't just sit down and start dreaming. The best thing to do in these circumstances is to take charge and get educated. A master's or any professional degree is the key to success, as these degrees would not only land us in better paying jobs, but also make us worthy of it. Our personality and values would be shaped by the education we get, which would help us to deal with the numerous business and corporate situations that otherwise leave us confused. Moreover, our inner self would also be strengthened via education, as the values that our education would give us would also help us to portray ourselves in a much better way to the society. So always remember, the key to success is good education, as it transforms our knowledge, values and our approach towards the way to success. Self-improvement and motivation for success 31. Chapter 14 Social roles for a successful life. Having a great friend circle and socializing with people is a great way to propel your life ahead. It's not always that we come across people whom we get on well with. However, having an active social life is a great way to keep you boosted up. Spending time with people not only makes your moods uplifted, but it also enhances your emotional well-being, personality and manners. The key point to understand here is that one should not only make a lot of friends, but rather, be friends with those people who are open-minded and ambitious. Such positive people tend to have a lot of positive influence in your life. However, while making social connections, it is important that we realize some social habits that would be toxic for our social relations and should be best avoided. In this regard, some of the following tips should be implemented while socializing with open-minded social circle. 1. Talk about motivation and passion of others. A good social asset for all times is to talk about the social assets of others as much as you can. This would make you find out what inspires them and how they tend to be so intrinsically motivated. You can discuss their passions and ask them why they are so attracted towards them. As you get better at this skill, you will realize that at times, you can even discover somebody's hidden potentials that even they are unaware of. 2. Don't whine. Whining is a major push away. It's a highly negative sign, a red alert for those whom you socialize with. Moreover, it makes your social circle dislike you. So get away from this whining habit. Even though you might think that you don't really whine, self-improvement and motivation for success 32. People around you might be more sensitive about this issue. Just be more self-conscious in order to realize how much people around you suffer from your whining and how often you do it. Do understand that complaint and whining are two different things. You complain when you calmly elaborate about how something is unacceptable and how it should change. However, whining is a totally different scenario. 3. Don't boast. Boasting might gives us great happiness, boost the ego for a bit, but actually tends to be quite detrimental for our social life. However, nobody prefers to be in the company of a boaster, and it often leaves a bad impression on the people you socialize with. Only if you are a comedian and are boasting for fun, then it is surely to be taken in a light-hearted manner. However, you also need to have a distinction between honesty and boasting. If you're honestly telling others about your achievements, then there is no need for you to hide them. Rather, if you actually feel like telling others about something, then that is supposed to be boasting. So evaluate yourself on these parameters and try to judge yourself about where you go wrong while socializing with people. Correct yourself and use these tips so as to properly interact with people and move towards a positive personal change.